How do I always do it? How do I pin it? Welcome in, everybody. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Portal. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. It is August 7th. Please save all personal questions for the end after the main read. Then I will answer one question per person in exchange for a gift. No personal questions at the beginning, because I won't be able to go back and see what they were at the end. Make sure you like and share and follow. Thank you. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday. It's August 7th, 2026. Hope you guys had a great day. We will start in just a moment. We are doing a shadow deep insight read today, collective read. And as usual, I'll do the channel messages first, then get into talk about the 8-8 portal, and then get into the read, and then all personal questions are held to the end, and then that will be in exchange for a gift that they will be answered. All right, we will get started. Okay, so in case you guys don't know, my name is Dr. Tabby Cat. I am a transpersonal counselor. I help others do shadow work. I help them heal from inner child and childhood traumas and wounds. And I also help with chakra alignment, breathing exercises, getting in touch with your personal purpose in life and what you're supposed to be doing. And then I also make spiritual products such as candles and lip gloss, perfumes, and cold processed soaps, all set with positive intentions. And let's see, I also do sound healing and other stuff like that. So if you're interested in any of that, you can DM me and I will give you more information on that. So let's get started with the channeled messages. So it's Friday, August 7th, 2026. It's 8:22 p.m. And the angel numbers that were significant to these messages were 333, 144, and 555. And the songs Indigo Song and Next to You by Mike Jones and Fell on Black Days were all significant. And then we have Chocolate Ice Cream and Anxiety. And then we have Situationship Only will never take action toward you. They are still keeping their options open. They have a drug habit, bad intentions, mental health issues, relationships will not last, dealing with an STD, STI, have government assistance, a chronic liar, open to all threesomes, gangbangs, poly relationships, fluid with their sexuality, got somebody pregnant or they are pregnant, absolute abusive behavior, family members, has an approved visa so they are able to travel the world. And then cheater was hidden. It was hidden under the other cards and that was pulled out last. So they are a cheater. It's something that they keep hidden. And then their niece, sister, father, and stepsister and cousins are all in this person's life, telling them what to do and putting things in their ear. It says the pregnancy was actually by the other partner's brother. That's for some of you. They're emotionally unavailable. They are going to go viral online, but probably not in a good sense. They are a twin flame, and they also are in the nightlife. Now we have a stalker vibe over here. It says gang stalking and bully, bad intentions, and also with their bad intentions is a niece, a father, a sister, a brother, and that person. It says they have spirit guides and ancestors that are around them, telling this person to stop what they're doing. They're not listening. It says they will be traveling soon, but the traveling will be to court and then jail or prison. It says they say they love you, but they are not. They are just faking. This person will go viral online, but it's not going to be for anything positive. It's all going to be for negative, and it's going to come out in the community, and it will be things that the community did not know about this person. Let's see. It says this person does not take their power back. They are blocking all of your blessings. They are jealous. They are community D or P. They either are a transgender or they're into transgenders. Let's see. Oh, it says they are an OnlyFans worker. So they're on OnlyFans doing something shady for change. Let's see. They have a drug habit. They're only looking for a good time. It says now is not the time to travel. They have car issues or something's going on with their car where they do not have their car. They have a bipolar energy. They say one thing but mean the other. They have abusive behavior. And let's see. And that's pretty much it with that. All right, so now let's get into the portal, the 8-8 portal. All right. So with the August 8th portal, it's the 8-8 portal that happens every year. It says the alignment occurs when the Earth, the Sun, and the sign of Leo and Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, line up. According to some traditions, it also includes the constellation Orion in this alignment. Now, as reported, the ancient Egyptians viewed Sirius as a spiritual sun whose rise marked a powerful turning point. The dates, the energetic window typically opens around late July, July 26th to 28th, and closes by August 12th, with August 8th, 8-8 serving as its peak. Numerology, the date 8-8 resembles the infinity symbol, which represents infinite potential, flow, and transformation. And so now is a good time to set your intentions, write down your goals and aspirations, and do mindfulness activities. So for each of the zodiac signs, this is how the 8-8 portal will affect you. So for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sag, Aries, the portal urges you to evoke your raw determination and self-expression. Reconnecting with an old passion project will revive your inner child and bring massive joy. Leo, this is your moment to shine like the royalty you are. You face heightened attention and ambition. Ignore outside critics, remove the fluff, and step boldly into your innate power. Sagittarius, if you have been longing for a new adventure or travel, the portal provides the perfect energetic backing to manifest your plans. Just be precise about where you want to go. Okay, now the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Taurus, the moon sitting in your sign during this portal pushes you out of your comfort zone. Use this time to break away from stagnant family dynamics and be totally honest with loved ones about your dreams. Virgo, instead of overthinking or overanalyzing everything, get completely still with yourself. Taking quiet, personal moments will help you map out the actionable steps needed to build your dreams. Capricorn, your intuition is operating at an all-time high. Trust the gut feelings you receive right now, as they are guiding you to call in dependable people who match your ambition. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Gemini, with a communicative cosmic backdrop, make sure you are actively listening rather than skimming the surface. Be completely clear with friends when stating your opinions and don't back down. Libra, the universe is pushing you to expand your social circle. Focus on connecting with like-minded individuals in your community who are genuinely value and yearn for your unique insights. Aquarius, the window is all about your interpersonal relationships. Focus on maintaining, restoring, or balancing your closest partnerships so that the energy feels evenly matched. Now, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The Lion's Gate is urging Cancer for you to start mending old emotional wounds. Talk through the things that have been troubling you with people you deeply trust and redefine what true abundance means to you. Scorpio, if you are thirsting for a career boost, promotion, or raise, strike now. Management and colleagues are actively recognizing your accomplishments. Pisces, you are building massive momentum, and make sure you do not take on too many responsibilities all at once. To claim your power, let go of material and emotional attachments that weigh you down. All right, and some things, activities that you can do for the 8-8 portal is scripting. It says the process. Write down one specific clear intention 8 times in a row. The timing, repeat the practice for 8 consecutive days starting on August 8th. The language. Write the present tense, I am thriving in my dream career, to signal your subconscious that it's already happening. Or you can do a high vibrational meditation. An alignment involving Sirius, the spiritual sun, is highly spiritual and calls for quiet reflection. Sit quietly for 8 to 17 minutes. And the visualization. Imagine a stream of brilliant gold white light from Sirius entering the crown of your head and filling your body. Focus, visualize the light clearing away self-doubt and replacing it with the fierce, confident courage of a lion. It says energy cannot flow into a cluttered environment, so clearing your physical space mirrors clearing your mental space. Use smoke from sage or rosemary, or use sound therapy like a singing bowl or bell. Walk through your home, focusing heavily on corners and doorways where stagnant energy collects to open up pathways for fresh abundance. Candle magic for empowerment. Leo energy is ruled by the sun and fire, making candle rituals highly potent during the window. The tools: grab your gold, yellow, or orange candle to represent solar energy, success, and personal power. Carve a symbol of your goal, like a $sign, a heart, or the infinity symbol, into the wax. Light the candle on August 8th and let it burn down completely in a safe place while holding your main goal in mind. All right, so those are some things you can do for the 8/8 portal. All right, so now we will get into the oracles first and then our read. And I chose all my black decks, which were all the shadow work, to get into the mood for this. So let's see. We'll start with the Astro. This is the only one I don't have of the black deck. All right. What do we have for the collective tonight? What messages for the Astros do we have for the collective? We have what messages are for the collective tonight? What do they need to know? What messages for the collective tonight? What messages are for the collective and the shadow work tonight? All right, we have number 11 with the Aquarius energy, and it's all about collaborating. So Aquarius is about collaborating. It's about working with the community. It's about doing charity work, or giving a helping hand to someone. And number 11, twin flame energy, and also a master number. All right, then we have number 55 with transits and climate. Again, with that protection, you have all this energy coming in, but they're protected by the bubble, and they're going to stay protected. And they're also protecting what's most vulnerable, which is their heart, their solar plexus, everything that makes them them. You got to set boundaries. Number 50, the 12th house, which is Pisces, and introspection. So as you see, the chakras are all aligned, and this person is doing introspection in their life, and they have all of their chakras aligned beautifully and open and active and ready to go for the gold. Then we have Mercury with messages, number 20. So get ready to receive messages, whether the light or the dark, good or bad. This is the healing symbol, so whatever it is, you need to stay in your high vibrational mode. Then we have number 23 with Jupiter and abundance. The 8/8 portal is a great time to start thinking about your abundance and the things that you want to manifest. All right. All right, so let's do, this is my Angelarium deck. What does the collective need to hear today? And this is all about shadow work. What does the collective need to share today? And hello to everybody that's come in. I appreciate you being here. What does the collective need to hear today for the shadow read? What does the collective need to hear today for the shadow read? What does the collective need to hear today for the shadow read? What's the collective need to hear today for the shadow read? Oh, shit. The collective need here. Oh, ruin. Okay. So let's see. We got 4 of them. All right, we got the AF, Angel of Anger, Rahab, Angel of the Deep, the Vessel, Baraquel, and Asbiel, Angel of Ruin. So let's see what the Angel of Anger is about. All right, AF, Angel of Anger. So you see he's got all of that red coming out of him, and it looks like a sword in his back. He is angry, and remember, anger is a low vibrational energy. Sophia, I'm doing a question at the end in exchange for a gift after the main read. Thank you. All right, Angel of Anger. It's about compulsion, confusion, and pain. It says it's easy to see the clear danger that comes with naked anger. Be careful, as avoidance is rarely an option. The relentless nature of this persona can only be countered with empathy, which is weakness. Consider the ways in which your own insecurities might be inadvertently nourishing feelings of malice hiding in the shadow. So yes, it's okay to get angry at things, but we don't want to live in that anger, and we also don't want to thrive on that anger, because like I said, it is low vibrational. And low vibrational, if you're in that energy for too long, and anger actually is a spirit, it's a low vibing spirit, and it attaches to you, and the more that you're in that energy, the longer that it will be attached to you, and it'll be harder to get off. All right, the next one is Rahab, the Angel of the Deep. Rahab, the Angel of the Deep. Okay, let's see. Now remember, this is all about shadow work. This is something we have to do. And it's an ongoing process. It's nothing that you're going to do and be completely done with. There's always going to be shadow work for each stage in our life. And we're always being tested by the universe. All right. Rahab, the Angel of the Deep. This is about isolation, faith, and respect. This card may be a sign that there is something worth holding on to, regardless of the pain it causes. Accepting pain and punishment can be lonely experience, but that is the true path of the faithful. Take comfort in knowing that it is a well-trodden road, even if you ultimately walk it alone. And a lot of us, we do find out that once we start healing and we're on our journey, it does become a lonely path, because many people drop off, and there's many people we just have to put up our boundaries with, because they're just not going to where we're going. So it does get lonely. All right, the Vessel, Baraquel is next. The Vessel. All right. the vessel, bear it well. It says energy has been gathering for a while, and now may be the time to release it. There's only so long that it is worth restraining the potential inside yourself. Let others see what you've been holding back. Make a display to remember the time is quickly approaching. So yeah, never be afraid to show your true authentic self. If you're working on any projects, say you're an artist and you have some art that you're doing, never be afraid to have a showing, have a viewing, and let others give their input on what it is you're doing. All right, the next one is Asbiel, the angel of ruin. Asbiel. Okay, Asbiel, the angel of ruin. All right, this is about hope, severance, and shipwrecks. Revealing this card is a sign that it's time to let something go. Failure to allow things to come to a clean end will force them to remain in a state of despair. When you're finally forced to acknowledge the end, you will have wished that you'd acknowledge your loss sooner. A door to the healing process is open if you have the courage to walk through it. So with this card, it's about, so say you're in a relationship that you know is toxic, you know it's not working out, and you're staying in it because you're comfortable with it, or you're staying in it because you are just codependent and don't want to be by yourself. The faster you get out of it and start your healing process, the faster you'll realize how much you were losing, not only yourself, but your blessings by being in that relationship. You have to let things go. All right, and our last one, the haunted cottage. Save all personal questions for the end after the main read, and I will answer your question, one question per person in exchange for a gift. Thank you. All right, what does the collective need to know for their shadow work this evening? What does the collective need to know and hear for their shadow work? What does the collective need to know and hear for their shadow work? What does the collective need to know and hear for their shadow work? Chasm. Does the collective need to hear and know for their shadow work? Thorns. What's the collective need to know for their shadow work? And pond. The collective need to know for their shadow work. And candle. And bees. Okay, let's see. We got number 13 with chasm, number 41 with thorns, number 31 pond, 12 with candle, and 5 with bees. So let's go to 13 for chasm and see what is going on that you need to know for your shadow work. All right. And I love these pictures. This is another artist that I love. All right, number 13 with chasm. It says facing fears and taking risk, personal development, facing the unknown, and courage. It says you'll never know what's possible unless you take a chance. Success isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to act in spite of it. Fear is universal, but acknowledging it without letting it hold you back is essential. Ask yourself, would you rather let fear control you, or would you prefer to take action and see what happens? So see, This person here is afraid to cross because he may at first see no way to get through, but if he looks closely, there's the edge that he can walk around. So you have to get rid of your fear and just take a leap of faith and jump at it. All right, next is number 41 with thorns. Number 41 with thorns. All right. It's about the truth can hurt, betrayal, loss, and pain. It says, one of the hardest truths to accept is that not everyone is facing the reality you see. Some may choose to cling to illusions or comfort themselves with lies because they offer a sense of security. The truth can be painful, and sometimes people prefer the soothing comfort of falsehoods, even if it means sacrificing their integrity or well-being to hold on to them. While it's difficult to watch someone reject the truth, it's important to recognize that not everyone is equipped to handle it. Sometimes out of compassion, we must allow others to remain in their false sense of security, knowing that their time to awaken may not be now. The truth can be too overwhelming, and for some, facing it would only bring suffering they're not ready to endure. You, however, have the strength to embrace the truth, no matter how painful. By doing so, you set an example for others who may someday come to understand. You have the power to be a beacon of light in dark times, showing others a new path free from illusions that have held them captive. Continue on your journey with integrity, knowing that your courage to face the truth is a source of strength and inspiration. Yes, you all have the power to get through any obstacles that you're facing with your healing, with everyday life, having a lack of money, resources, what have you. You have the ability to get through it and still keep a positive mindset. All right, number 31 with pond is next. All right, pond says, consider your needs, self-improvement, stillness, and solitude. If you find yourself constantly concerned about others' perceptions, you may be suppressing your true needs. Are you afraid of judgment or the discomfort that comes with living authentically? This card urges you to stop living in accordance with others' expectations and start prioritizing your truth. Unlike outward-facing cards, Pond asks for inward stillness. Its wisdom surfaces only when you stop reaching out for outside answers and begin listening to yourself. While you may already live with authenticity in many areas, something might still be holding you back. Perhaps self-doubt, fear, or uncertainty about your path. The pond calls for you to address these barriers with care and patience. Sometimes the best approach is to work quietly toward your goals, nurturing your dreams away from external judgment. Though challenges will arise, remember that your personal fulfillment is your responsibility. Release the people or circumstances that hinder your progress and focus on what serves your soul's growth. Let go of limiting beliefs that hold you back from fully embracing your potential. Recognize that self-care and introspection are vital for transformation. The white ghost represents the gentle guidance you need to trust yourself and move confidently toward your next chapter, leaving behind anything that no longer serves you. Definitely. I personally don't care what others think. If I ask for their opinion, then I'm open to be receptive on that. But other than that, I don't worry about what others really care about what I'm doing. As long as I'm doing it legally and not hurting anybody, it shouldn't matter to them what I'm doing. And remember, if you're not doing anything good, you won't have haters. All right, next is 12 with the candle. All right, the candle is about a light in the darkness, illumination, guidance, and hope. Life is not always gentle. It's not meant to be. The cycles of joy and hardship are natural, like the changing seasons or the tides. While difficult to accept, these trials prepare you for the path ahead. They teach resilience, test endurance, and help you grow into a version of yourself that can face future challenges with wisdom and grace. They are meant to strengthen you, help you level up for future challenges. The candle acts as a light in the dark, encouraging you to trust that the universe will never place more on your shoulders than you can carry. All right, and the last one is number 5 with bees. All right, bees and the honey. Patience is purposeful pursuit, diligence, patience, and mastery. If you've been working diligently toward a goal and feel stuck, the bees are here to remind you that progress takes time. Like honey ripening in the hive, your efforts are slowly building towards something significant. Resist the urge to rush. Every step, no matter how small, is leading you toward the desired outcome. Take a moment to appreciate the process, even the small victories along the way. If your path feels unclear or you're tempted to rush ahead, realign your focus. Like the bees, persistence, your ongoing dedication will eventually yield results. Even if you haven't yet reached your destination, acknowledge how far you've come. In moments of frustration, let go of any resentment toward the pace of your growth. Trust that the universe is protecting you from misalignments, guiding you at just the right pace. The shadows of the haunted cottage may seem like obstacles, but they are part of the process of spiritual maturation. Embrace the journey, knowing that just like the bees, you're working towards something sweet. The timing of your path is perfect. Trust it to unfold at its own pace. So if you're in the middle of working on your goals and your purpose in life, and you think, why am I doing this? Because I'm not getting any outcome back or any money coming in. Just be patient. Like, don't rush the process. It's all about divine timing. Your efforts are being seen by the universe, and you will your blessing will eventually start to come in, and usually when they do, it's you kind of get bum rushed by it, and then you're in shock that they actually came in. So never give up on your dreams. If it's something that you actually truly love and you're doing it for yourself, then don't give up. Just keep going, keep working at it, okay? And hello to everybody that's just coming in. We're doing a main read on shadow work with deep insights. And then after the main read, I'll answer one personal question per person in exchange for a gift. Thank you. All right, so for the shadow read, we have a 6-card spread. And the first question is your current state of your shadow self. Where's your energy at right now? Your second card is when looking at your subconscious, where do your fears lie? Your third card is how do I feel about love? Your fourth card is what is your relationship with money? The fifth card is what is my most volatile aspect in your life now? And then the last card is where are my current priorities? Okay, so for the first card of current state of shadow self, the collective pulled the 2 of Swords. And these are my shadow cards, so they're all dark. So as you see with this card, it's the current state of the shadow self. The 2 of Swords is all about the mental. It's also about which direction should I go. It's all about trying to balance 2 opposing forces. So like here, the shadow self is trying to balance on one sword. But why not balance on 2 swords? You have it right there, but they're trying to balance on 1. So it's about making proper decisions in life. And then after making that decision, being okay with what you've chosen. All right, so that's the current state of your shadow self. Having emotional paralysis and trying to balance 2 opposing forces. So he or she is in an emotional paralysis right now. As you see, they're in the fetal position. They're guarding their most prized possession, their heart, and they're not opening up. So the shadow side is to, number 1, use your resources of what you have and to start letting that light shine through and to open up. Be more open to others helping. Be more open to feeling good again about love, about meeting new people, getting to know kindred spirits around you. All right, so that's your current state of your shadow self. Okay, so the second question was, when looking at your subconscious, where do your fears lie? All right, so as far as your fears, you got the 7 of Pentacles and the Empress came out. All right, so I love these cards because they truly show the shadow self and what is feared. So with these 2 cards, as far as where your fears lie, the 7 of Pentacles, you have, where is all your hard work going? It's yielding nothing, okay? And the Empress is the fear of being overbearing, all right, and burden of creation. So when you put those together, you feel like all of your hard work that you put out in building is for nothing. Because you see, the tree grew into this nice tall adult tree, but what happened? It broke the foundation. So there wasn't a solid foundation there with them building. But that's okay because the roots are strong, the tree is strong, it's still standing, and there's still foundation there. It's just broken. You can easily seal those up and fix it. With the Empress, the fear of creation, some might have a fear of growing older. Some might have a fear of actually birthing a new project, birthing a child. Maybe it's the first time for doing that. And basically just coming out of your shell and allowing others to see you. Because as you see, the head is hidden. It's not being shown. So for this, you really just have to get out of your head. If something, like we were saying, if all your hard work doesn't seem to be paying off, have patience and divine timing. It's all going to come together and you're going to get repaid for all the hard work you've done. So never be afraid to show yourself, show your work, and let yourself shine. All right, now the next one is a deep one. I think for a lot of people, it's how do you truly feel about love, okay? So when it comes to love, and I'm talking about true unconditional love, whether that's love for yourself or love for others, having a relationship with family, co-workers, yourself, pets, the community, career, personal, all of that. And you guys pulled the 10 of Swords. So how do you truly feel about love is you feel defeated. You feel that a romantic trust has been completely destroyed. So whatever relationships you've had in the past, you're allowing that to build up as baggage. And this is the Swords, so that's all mental. You're allowing that mental baggage even though it may not come out on the outside, it's hidden on the inside, and it's what's preventing you from having a great relationship come in. You're allowing your past baggage to affect your future. Now, it's okay to feel defeated. It's okay to feel burdened and betrayed, because all of that's true. But you need to heal that, because that's a wound now. And that was caused by the relationship, which turned into a trauma bond wound. So you need to heal all of that in order to have the good things, the positive things come towards you. Because if you don't heal it, you're going to attract somebody else that has a wound, and you're both going to trauma bond on those wounds, and then you're both going to feel betrayed and defeated, and that's going to be another wound to heal, okay? So the next question is, how is my relationship, or how is your relationship with money? So for that, you got the 7 of Cups, the Emperor, and the 5 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Cups, the Emperor, and the 5 of Pentacles. So in regards to how do you feel about money, the 7 of Cups is about options. It's about wishful thinking, having maybe some delusions on it. Delusional thinking. You also have the Emperor, which is absolute financial, or here it's wishful thinking that one day you'll have financial freedom, and thinking it's never going to come to fruition. The Emperor is, you are the only master person there is in control of your finances. There is nobody else. And as you see, he's got one knee down and his hand on the other knee with his head looking down. He feels defeated. He's working, and feels like there's no end to this cycle that they are in. And then the 5 of Pentacles is all about that lack mindset, that poverty mindset, feeling left out in the cold. And so if you are a single person that is by yourself, and you're the only one working and the only one in charge of your finances, you need to come out of this lack mindset, because no matter how hard it gets, if you continue to be in lack mindset, like I said, the universe is going to read that, and they're going to continue giving you those type of situations. So be positive. I know it's hard sometimes, but you got to get out of that lack mindset. All right, the next question is, what is the most volatile aspect of your life that you are in right now and feeling? And you got the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords. All right, here's the Page of Swords. The swords, like I said, are all about the mental. And as you see, the shadow is taking over his mental here. And this is the Knight of Cups. And they are on a barren land with nobody around to offer that cup of love to. So in this aspect of where you are now, you are having emotional impulses and hyper vigilance with your thinking. A hyper delusional mind. So you're chasing high impulses, and you're worrying about sharp mouths, sharp words, and gossip. So all of the swords is all about the gossip. It's all about somebody having or being sharp with what they say. Because, just like the Queen of Swords, she does not hold back with what she talks. She speaks the truth, and that's it. And so he's allowing his mental to be taken over by this shadow aspect and all the negative. And with the Knight of Cups, they're allowing their high impulses to overtake what they should be doing. So with that together, you're getting a toxic situation because you're not having control over things like your finances and relationships or anything else. And here you're allowing others to put their input into your ways of thinking. And that's probably why you're overspending or doing impulsive reactions, is to try and get out of this. So you need to learn to stop, think for a minute. If there is something that you want to purchase, take a day and sit on it and think about it, research it, go over your finances. If it's something that you actually need and you can afford it, then go for it. If it's something that you can literally do without, or it's something that you can wait on, then wait on that. All right, now it says, where are my current, okay, this is your current energy of what you're focusing on. Your current priorities is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is all about equal give and take. It's about giving and receiving. So whichever end you're on, whether you're the giving or the receiving, that's what you're focused on. Or even if it's in relationships, you're focused on making sure you get that equal give and take of the same energy that you're giving, you're getting back. Because you no longer are going to be out of balance. You want everything balanced in your life so that you don't create any more wounds. You want to balance the scales. You want to accept assistance if you're needing assistance on anything, whether that's good advice, monetary assistance, or help with the kids, to take a mental break. You're going to do that. So, all right, we are going to clarify some of the cards now. Let's see. All right, we're going to clarify the Two of Swords for your current shadow self. Clarify the Two of Swords for their current shadow self and what they need to know for the advice. Give me the advice for the Two of Swords and their current shadow self. Clarify the Two of Swords for their current shadow self. Clarify the Two of Swords for their current shadow self. Welcome in everybody that just came in. We're doing a shadow read for the shadow self. Okay, so for your current energy, for your current shadow self, you got the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So like I said, the Queen of Swords is all about speaking her truth. She doesn't hold back on worrying about other people's feelings. It is definitely head over heart. It's all logical thinking. Her eyes are closed because she's not looking at anybody else to see what their reactions are. She's just going to speak and let you know how she feels. The Seven of Swords, more sword energy. It's all that mental. It's about setting boundaries. You need to set boundaries with people that need boundaries. If someone's coming at you all hateful and crazy, they need to have a boundary set to know that that's not right to come at me that way, and you will respect me and not come at me again like that, you know, without starting a fight. This is being professional and speaking, using your words. The swords are all about using your words and the way you're thinking. All right. So now for the next one, the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress. All right, can we clarify the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress? Okay. This is your subconscious mind. Where do your fears lie? Okay, the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress. Clarify that for their fears and the advice they need for that. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress for their fears. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles and their Empress for their fears. This is the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress for their fears. For the Seven of Pentacles and Empress. All right, you got the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is all about a choice. It's about making a choice and choosing the right choice, knowing which path is going to lead you to the highest, best choice for yourself and your purpose. There may be many paths in front of you, but remember, not all paths or choices are the right choice. You can have 10 different choices in love, but which one is going to be the most healthy? Which one is going to be equal give and take? Which one is going to allow you to shine without dimming your light? So your fears, remember, was the Seven of Pentacles and the Empress. The Seven of Pentacles was all about doing all this hard work and not seeing anything in return. Well, you're trying to rush the process, so you can't do that. You gotta take your time going down the path. Eventually, all of this will come to a shine, and you will receive the blessings you're meant to have. The Empress, fear of creation. Fear of birthing a new project and letting others see it. Here, you're in the dark the whole time, and then finally a light bulb goes off. You don't have that fear anymore. So make the choice. You want to stay in the dark or you want to go to the light? Your blessings are over here. In the dark, you're hiding from your blessings. All right? So for the next one, how do you truly feel about love? You guys pulled the Ten of Swords. You feel defeated. You feel like all your trust is completely destroyed. And these are all accurate and honest answers, but it's also preventing you from moving on, healing, and receiving the true love that the universe wants to send to you. So let's clarify the Ten of Swords for how they truly feel about love. Clarify the Ten of Swords for how they truly feel about love. Clarify the Ten of Swords and how they truly feel about love. Ten of Swords, how do they truly feel about love? Advice. Oh, we got a lot. Let's see. Okay, we got the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is about being in a mental imprisonment, and it's you putting yourself in a mental imprisonment by repeatedly saying, well, on my last relationship, they cheated on me. On my last relationship, they didn't emotionally open up to me. So stop putting yourself in a mental imprisonment. You have the Six of Swords. Going from chaos to calmer waters. Again, this mental, all the swords are coming out for this reading. It's all about the mind and the mindset when you're doing shadow work. How you think depends on whether you're going to stay in that chaotic zone or you're going to get to where it's calm and there's no chaos going on. All right, then you got the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, okay, when it comes to love, is a person who's a player. They're in and out. They're hot and cold. They're not consistent with anything. And so this may be what you're used to, and that's why you feel like all your trust has been completely destroyed. And you may feel like that's why there's no hope for love. But not everybody is this energy. So you have to get out of that mindset of thinking everybody is the same. And then you have the Ace of Wands. Thinking, well, everyone only uses me for having relations. Everyone only uses me for my money or for my new ideas. And then they take it and use it as theirs. So thank you for the gifts. I'll get to your personal question at the end. Thank you. All right. So again, don't put everybody in the same category as everybody's a player, everybody's a user. All right, then you have judgment. You want to place judgment on others for the things they've done, but you also have to look at yourself. And are you going to place judgment on yourself for keeping yourself stuck? You're down here in a hole with your hand coming out, calling judgment on others, but have you called judgment on yourself for the things you've done? You have to take accountability for yourself as well. And then we have the Ten of Wands, burdens. Yeah, it may feel like a burden starting over, meeting somebody new, going through the 50 questions again. You know, just like a job interview. You get through the questions and then at the end you're exhausted. You're like, well, were they even worth it? Get out of the burdened, woe was me, I'm a victim all the time mindset. Then you have the Lovers. The Lovers and the Tower. Once you start healing, the universe is going to see that you're healing, and they will know when you're ready for the Lovers to come in. And that's the truth, the Ace of Swords. Because you're going to have a freaking Tower moment that's going to hit you. It's going to be unexpected, and you're still going to be thinking a little bit of, do I even want to do this again? Do I even want to put myself out there to find love, even though I've done all this healing? But this Tower moment's going to make you realize, yes, you're ready for it to come in. You've stopped with all the burdens. You've stopped feeling, this lack mindset and victim mentality. All right, now for the next one is, how do you feel about money? Clarify the relationship of money with the collective, with the Seven of Cups, the Emperor, and the Five of Pentacles. And then feeling burdened with their financial situation, and also overspending without thought. Clarify the Seven of Cups, Emperor, and Five of Pentacles for their relationship with money. Clarify the Seven of Cups, Emperor, and Five of Pentacles. All right, your relationship with money. You got the Ten of Cups. All right, that's all about your family. Your family has instilled all these issues with money into your mindset, and it leaves you with the Five of Cups grieving over money because you feel like you can never get caught up. So you need to undo everything your family, friends, co-workers, anybody that was with you growing up that put all these negativity of, oh, the more money you make, the more problems. Well, that's not always necessarily true, because the more money you make, you're going to pay off the bulk of your problems, which is your bills, your debt. Now, yes, it does bring other problems with having the ability to know somebody's energy, whether they're coming in for something positive or they're coming in to use you. But that's a whole nother subject. All right. So now the next one. What was the other question? What is the most volatile aspect of your life? You got the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords. So being impulsive and then allowing others' thoughts, gossip, and words to affect your mental and you making a rational decision. So let's clarify that and get some advice on that. So clarify the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords for their volatile aspects in life right now. Clarify the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords. All right, you got the Fool. Oh, we got some more. All right, you got the Fool, the Four of Swords, and Justice. So when it comes to you listening to others fill your mind with negative talk and you being impulsively and acting without thinking, stop being naive. It's good to take chances on stuff, but don't be stupid about it to where you know the consequences are not going to be good or healthy. All right? Like I said, before impulsively purchasing something, take the time to meditate, pray, sit in silence for a day or so, and then make a decision the next day. After you've gone through all the questions and answers, can I afford this? Do I really need this? Is it necessary? Then be okay with the purchase. And then Justice. It's an eye and it's got tears coming down. All right, you want justice for everything, but aren't you the one that's causing the things that you want justice on? By being impulsive, by allowing others to fill your head with negativity and not thinking for yourself. All right. Now, the last question is, where are my current priorities? The Six of Pentacles. So it's about being able to give and receive help when needed. It's about balancing out relationships. If you're used to being in one that's not balanced and you're usually the one doing all the giving or the taking, it's about that reciprocity. All right, so let's get an advice on that one. Welcome in, everybody, and save all your personal questions for the end of the read. I will answer one personal question per person in exchange for a gift. Thank you. All right, clarify the Six of Pentacles for where their priorities are now. Clarify the Six of Pentacles for where their priorities are now. Six of Pentacles for where their priorities are now. Six of Pentacles. All right. Clarifying the Six of Pentacles, you got the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, usually you hold back from others. You don't give that equal give and take. So you're either holding back your energy, holding back your time, holding back your money, holding back your love, holding back your words, whatever it is you're holding back. There isn't an equal give and take. So this person's giving 3, you got one big one here, and you're just holding it all to yourself. All right? So you have to get out of that. You have to get in the habit of equal give and take. All right. Okay. What's the final advice for the collective on their shadow work? What's the final advice for the collective and their shadow work? What should they know to close out this reading? What should they know about their final advice with shadow work? What is needed for shadow work and their final advice? I'll answer all personal questions in exchange for a gift at the end of the read. Clarify what the final advice is. All right, your final advice is stop causing mental conflict with yourself. Place your boundaries up. Protect your energy. Protect your feelings against people that shouldn't be around you. People, places, and things. If you want that Ace of Pentacles, the biggest coin of all, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Take that leap of faith and do it. Start that new project, start a new job, get another job, what have you. Go after your dreams. The Magician, you have all the tools and resources you need to make things happen. Do your healing, do the inner child work, heal from all the traumas you've been through, balance and align your chakras, and there's nothing that can stop you. The Two of Pentacles is all about balance. Balance your personal and work life. There has to be a balance. You can't just be all work and no fun, because life is about having fun. The whole point of healing is to heal your inner child. Remember the things that you used to love to do. And guess what? Once you start doing that, you start making more money, because you will have manifestations coming in. The High Priestess, know when to be quiet, know when to speak. The High Priestess only speaks when she's told to speak, and she's told to speak from the higher ups who she deals with, God, whoever you speak to in your religion or spiritual practice, okay? She holds all the knowledge, she has all the wisdom, but she doesn't always let everybody know what she's doing, so she doesn't let the right hand know what the left hand's doing. And the Hermit, anytime you need questions to your answers, or answers to your questions, the Hermit is the person to learn that from. He goes within, he goes in solitude. He only has a lantern for himself to be able to see in the dark. And then the questions will be answered to him as he's meditating, as he's sleeping, as he's resting, as he's praying. Whatever it is that he's doing, he will get the answers. And then he will come out of hiding, out of hermit mode, and he will show himself again once all the answers have been given to him. All right? So that is your advice on your shadow work and the things you should be doing. And like I said, for this 8/8 portal, the best time to manifest. Again, do your journals, write down your hopes, your wants, your aspirations, your dreams, because you can make them happen. Now I will answer questions in exchange for a gift. And for the ones that sent the gift already, please place your questions back in the chat so that I can see them. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys learned something about shadow work, because it's important to do shadow work always. All right, let's see. Let's see, John, JHN, what is your question, John? Okay, will I see positive change in the coming months? All right. John, will John see positive change in the coming months? Will John see positive change in the coming months? John see positive change in the coming months. There. All right. Will John see positive change in the coming months? What advice do we have for him? Will John see change in the coming months? All right, John, the universe has a couple advice for you. it is possible for you to see change, yes, in the coming months. You might go through some ups and downs, but you need to learn to work through that. If you are having any lack right now, feeling left out in the cold, having financial problems, that will pass. Just watch your toxicities. If you're drinking, smoking, anything that's toxic, dealing with anybody else that's toxic, you need to watch that because that affects your changes. It does say you will be going through some storms, but the storms are necessary because it's just a lesson that you have to learn in life right now. With the hair, that's telling me to not be impulsive, not impulsively react to things, meaning if you're going through that storm, don't sit in a lack mindset and be negative about it. And then the universe wants you to heal on some things. So the number 28, 21, 9, and 5 might be significant. All right, John? Hopefully that helps. All right, let's see. So get your questions out there in exchange for, well, that's good. And like I said, toxicities isn't always about drinking or smoking. It could be people around you. It could be them giving you negative talk, negative information, anything like that. So just watch like who's around you. And it don't even have to be people you know. It can be people at work that you work with every day that you're listening. So hopefully things work out for you. Oh, okay, yeah. That can definitely affect us. And honestly, there are certain states and cities and areas that we actually are not supposed to be staying in. I'm actually interested in that in astrology. There is an astrology that you can have a reading done where it will tell you and show you on the globe the places that are best for you to stay and not. It actually affects your money. It affects everything, your health. So, yes. And it's hard when it's your work because you need to make money. So, you're welcome. Hopefully that helped you. All right, so let's see. All right, let me see. Let me go up here. Don't forget to put your gifts up there for your questions. And hello, everybody that I didn't say hello to. Let me see. All right. Kim, you want to know, does Jason love you or like you? So, all right. Does Jason love Kim? Does Jason love Kim? It says yes, but they're coming out as the Knight of Wands. And like I said, sometimes you have to be careful with that Knight of Wands energy because they're impulsive. They do things, take action without thinking. They are all about the groin area, that sexual energy. That's usually what leads them. So they have some type of feelings for you. They can also be prideful. All right, Karen Epps, what's your question, darling? Will Ellie and Grace ever reconcile? Okay. All right. Will Ellie and Grace ever reconcile? Will Ellie and Grace ever reconcile? Ellie and Grace ever reconcile? Oh, goodness. This one flew out absolutely ferociously. It would be a yes card if it was upright, but it's upside down. It's the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is about making plans. But when it's in the reverse, it's about not being in alignment, about fearing change. And then you also got the karmic wheel. So it could be a karmic cycle between Ellie and Grace that's going on. So it could be about lessons. But somebody's not aligned. Somebody's not making plans. You know, they're in fear of something. And they're playing it safe. So I'll get one more just to clarify. Clarify whether Ellie and Grace will reconcile. Clarify whether Ellie and Grace will reconcile. We got a yes, but there has to be a desire there. There has to be whoever this is that's in the lack and the fear of change and playing it safe, and they're not planning. They have to come out of that. All right. And it may cause a tower, but you know, it's what has to be done. They have to put in the work, basically. All right. So hopefully that helps. All right, don't forget to put your gifts up there for a question answered, or to get a question answered. And thank you, everybody, for coming. All right. Kim, is Jason going to confess the way he feels? Let's see. Is Jason ever going to confess the way he feels? Masculine. Is Jason ever gonna confess the way he feels to Kim? Is Jason gonna confess the way he feels about Kim? Is Jason gonna confess the way he feels about Kim? Jason gonna confess the way he feels about Kim. Alright, I got yes. It may be, I don't know if he drinks or not, it may be a drunken message or a drunken call where he tells you that, and right now he's trying to balance things out with material and emotional, whether it's towards you or whether it's just toward anything in life right now. So I wouldn't keep pressing about his feelings, his or her feelings, but you know, just give them time, because if you put pressure, then they're not gonna want, especially if it's a masculine, they're not gonna want to come out and say the way they feel. All right, get your gifts up there and I'll answer a personal question. One question per person. If you need to feel the need to give him space, then that always helps, because then he can think clearly, especially depending on his life, like what's going on with work, school, whatever. You know, because when you get that that silence, that space to be on your own, is when you're able to go off into his mind and actually sort things out. Maybe there's confusion about stuff. Maybe he's feeling pressured, whatever. And it doesn't have to be pressure from you. It could be pressure from friends, family, who knows, the job. So, yeah, space always helps. Fully bossy, you're looking for a new job. You want to know if you'll get it. All right. Don't forget to put your gifts up there in exchange for a question answered. Fully bossy, get a new job. Fully bossy, get a new job. You're welcome. Fully bossy, get a new job. All right, fully bossy, will fully bossy get a new job? Yes. Bossy get a new job. Fully bossy. All right, fully bossy, I hope I'm saying your name right. I have that you need to be in this king mode. The kings take action. They're in charge. They have no fears. Mushrooms grow pretty much in the worst places. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, even if it's something that you feel you may not be 100% qualified for. Try it anyways. You never know. And then with the retrograde, everybody's under review. So with retrograde, that can kind of mess some things up, like travel and other things. So if you're traveling to the job, make sure you leave in enough time. Make sure your car is checked out, that there's no issues going on. And then you got the 3 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. So the universe will prepare you to expand and maybe have opportunities overseas at a distance. It could be a distance meaning an hour from where you are, or another state or country. Whatever it is you do next, it will make you happy. And make sure you're putting yourself out there to be seen. Don't turn your back on opportunities that are coming at you, because you can always learn new things and you might actually like it. You're welcome. Good luck. Put that as your manifestation for the 8-8 portal. Write a description of the type of job or career that you want to get into, and describe it as if you were watching a movie or telling it to someone, and then like I said, go out that night on 8-8 tomorrow in the moon and burn it and let the universe have it. Or burn a candle and do the same thing. Set your intentions. And surprisingly, doing that stuff, it does help. Those little rituals like that, they do help. You're welcome. You almost got into a sales representative job. Will it turn out good for me? Are you asking whether that sales representative job will turn out good for you, or are you asking will you get it? And don't forget to put your gifts up there in exchange for a question answered. Sabina Vora, can you clarify your question? Well, Savina, if you're asking if you'll do well on a sales representative job, it says yes. Make sure you do the proper planning, make the right decisions, and travel issues. Make sure you're prioritizing with time management and balancing decisions, and make sure you invest in the knowledge that you need for the job. I'm doing one question per person in exchange for a gift. Put your question up there and do your gifts. You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Sabina, it says that that could actually be an entrance into you doing something else. So do all you can to learn that field, and then you can move into something else. It does say that you will have some obstacles along the way, but like I said, if you don't let things like that get to you, you'll be fine. You can ask a question for an exchange for a gift. JB, let's see, you're having troubles with your marriage. Is it a short-sighted issue or is it deeper? Okay, is JB's troubles in his marriage long, deep tension? All right, is JB's marriage issues deep? Is JB's marriage issues a huge problem? Is JB's marriage? What is JB's marriage issues? What type of problems is JB having in his marriage? What kind of issues is JB having in his marriage? All right. Let's see. In regards to your issues with your marriage, I don't know if you guys have been together for a long time or not. You could be having money issues, or somebody's not doing their part on being responsible. Somebody could have broken somebody's heart. There's definitely been an upheaval and chaos going on, and somebody probably spoke some harsh words, but it does say, yes, there's deeper issues going on there. So you guys need to set clear boundaries. You need to have an open, honest conversation. Like I said, the swords are mental. They're also about words and how you speak them. The Queen of Swords is not scared to speak her truth. So you guys need to speak the truth. You can continue it to be long-term and get past this heartbreak. But like I said, you need to come to terms with what's actually going on. You need to find that passion again, because that passion will reunite anyone as long as you can work through your issues and you speak honestly and openly, both of you as a team, and want to work through it. You're welcome. And the song New Beginning just came on, so you can have a new beginning in your relationship, or if it's too deep and you guys want to go your separate ways, then you can have a new beginning on your own. Remember, some things in life are a lesson and they're not meant to be long term, so we have to figure out which ones are lessons and which ones are blessings. You can be married for 30 years and not realize you were in a karmic lesson the whole time until it's the end. All right, I'll answer one more question in exchange for a gift if anyone has it. And then I will close this session down and I'll be back on tomorrow. Daniel, should I break up with Gloria? Should Daniel break up with Gloria? Should Daniel break up with Gloria? Should Daniel break up with Gloria? Clarify why he shouldn't break up with her. Why shouldn't he break up with her? All right, it's saying no. You should not, because you have to look at the long-term view of investing. This person's worth of investing in. They're nurturing, they're caring. Now, on the shadow side, there could have been heartbreak, either in the past or somebody was suffering or grieving from something. but it's something you can work through. They're worth keeping. Thank you, Bugs. All right, Bugs, your question will be the last one. What is your question? You didn't ask it, did you? No, you didn't. All right, Bugs, do you have a question? And then you'll be the last question of the night before I sign off. It is now 10 p.m. in Texas. Alright, I don't think it does. Alright, I want to thank each and every one of you. You guys are a blessing. I'm so happy that you joined tonight. Hopefully you learned something from the shadow read and how your mind works, because it was all about the mind tonight with all the sword energy. The swords are about your mental and your words, how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others. Always take note of that when you're out and observe people and how they speak to one another, how parents speak to children, how children speak to parents, how co-workers speak to each other. You'll start to notice a pattern that there's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of people crossing boundaries that they shouldn't be crossing. And so you always have to be aware of that, because all of that affects your mental state. And if your mental state is affected, you can't manifest your dreams. You can't manifest the things that you need and want in life. And so we have to get out of this woe is me, negativity, I'm always the victim mentality. And we have to start taking responsibility not only for the things that happen in our life, but why they happen. And most of it is because we aren't taking accountability for our actions. Because you can complain and whine about being in a relationship for 10 years that was abusive and terrible, but then somebody's going to ask you, why did you stay in it for 10 years if it was so terrible? Why did you allow yourself to get spoken that way to? Because if you have respect for yourself and you have boundaries placed, then nobody's going to speak to you that way, because they're going to see that you respect yourself, and they're going to see that you have boundaries up, and that they're boundaries that cannot be crossed no matter what's going on. So those are just some things to think about when you want to call judgment on someone else for taking action the way they did. Because remember, everybody in our life is a lesson and a blessing. And we have to be the judge of ourselves and ask, who is responsible for allowing them to come at us like that? Is it them for coming at us like that? Or did the universe send them to us to test us to see if, hey, I put these boundaries up, am I going to allow them to cross it? Am I going to allow them to speak to me that way? All right. So always think of those types of questions when you're in certain situations. It'll help you get out of it the right way. And that's how you build on having dharma in life instead of karma. Once you pay off all your karmic debts, you'll be left with nothing but dharma. It is very hard to get to that, but it's worth it, because you don't want to live your whole life having to pay off karmic debts for things you've done and actions you've taken. And you can also get karma by not taking action. If you're one of those who procrastinate and allow people to walk all over you and tell you how to think and live, that is karma. You have to pay that off. You have to learn that lesson. And that has to do with codependencies and you not being your true authentic self, okay? We're here on earth to learn lessons each and every day. We're here on earth to revisit our inner child and what makes us happy. This is our playground. You're here to have fun along with learning those lessons, okay? So I'm gonna close it out here. It's 10:03 now in Texas. I will be back on tomorrow afternoon to evening time, about the same time. And I hope you guys and gals all have a blessed evening. I hope you have a blessed tomorrow. I hope all of your manifestations come true. And I hope you all stay healthy, happy, and proactive, okay? Have a blessed night. Good night.